In this live stream, I'm going to go over Capricho Arabe. This has been a request from one of our biggest supporters, our channel member, Theodore. He has been uh, supporting the channel for 9 months at 200 BPM. So thank you very much. He asked me to, if I could share some fingerings for Capricho Arabe. And this is something that I played. This was my second thing. So the first thing that I played was Guajira Mi Madre by Nico Rojas, the Cuban composer. And then the second thing that I played was this, Capricho Arabe. And I used to play this very well. It was the favorite, uh, one of the favorites of my family, my people at home. They liked it a lot. They asked me to play it all the time. You know, they like both. You know, Guajira Mi Madre too is very, very nice. So I played this when I didn't know what I know now, of course, so I can play it better. And I already went over it before starting the stream, so I already have some ideas for the fingerings. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play Capricho Arabe. I am going to, so thank you very much to all the channel members. Shout out to all of them. Thank you very much. So these are the things that I'm going to do, every time I have the chance, something that I feel like I can do, and it's not going to, take uh, too much away from my practice. I can go over a piece once in a while. It's a very demanding thing to do, but I can do it once in a while. So we have it on screen here. I already went through it one time before the stream, but I'm gonna read it. I'm going to share how to play Capricho Arabe for someone who is just getting started. So he started playing the guitar when he started watching the channel. So that's 9 months ago, 10 months ago. So within 1 year of playing the guitar, he's already, playing this. So of course, I'm going to treat this as a lesson for him. So I'm going to assume that if we have to do a slurs, if we have to do hammers and pull-offs or scales, I'm going to assume that he doesn't have the technical solve. The technical part, he doesn't have that solve yet. So I'm gonna share with you some workouts to get the technique working, because a lot of people start playing this like me. This was the second thing that I played without having a solid technical, a skill. So you think this is easy. That's my point here. And then when you start playing it, you realize, well, actually, this thing is very hard. I mean, we have fast scales. We have a lot of hammers and pull-offs. We have fast hammers and pull-offs. And then we have bars, a lot of bars and extensions. So this is not an easy thing to play at all. But because it sounds romantic and sweet and slow, people think this is like the first thing you play on the guitar. But if you really like Capricho Arabe, I mean, who cannot like this? This is one of those things that everyone who plays a classical guitar wants to play at some point. If you like Capricho Arabe, even if you are a beginner, I highly recommend you to go for it. So on this live stream, I'm going to share with you what I recommend you. So basically, it's not only the fingerings to play it, but the exercises to get the skills so the fingerings work, so you can make it sound at least the tempo. So I'm not going to get into the the phrasing and all of that, because if you cannot move the fingers right, that's nonsense. Okay, so if you have at least the fingerings and the technique to play it, then I mean, who needs to go to someone who tell them to, you know, put this face here? I mean, this is beautiful music. It's obviously beautiful. You don't have to, you know, if it works technically, it's gonna sound amazing. So then, yeah, of course, you can polish it later and get into the music. But I'm not gonna get into that because I think it's irrelevant if you cannot just play the thing. So how's it going, the mighty big? So of course, if you are here live, let me know if you have any questions. I know this is a very popular thing that many people play. Uh, I don't have it in my repertoire, but I'm gonna go over it and then I might actually learn it. Love the Pepe Romeros. Actually, I saw Pepe Romero live playing this in Cuba. I saw Pepe Romero in person, and he played without a microphone. By the way, he did the whole concert without a microphone. So I like that because he got closer to the public, so you could see him better. Because usually, you know, on that theater, people just way too far. You cannot see anything for the guitar because it was a huge theater. Piece is a whole book of exercises. Yeah, it has everything. How's it going, Ernesto? That was the piece that put you into classical guitar. I mean, a lot of people start playing classical guitar because of this piece. It is perfect. This piece is just amazing, but it's not easy. This is this is not something easy to play. It sounds easy because it sounds beautiful, but this has everything. We have fast scales, slurs, stretches, bars. So let's go. We're gonna get into it. Let me get the camera closer to me, and then we're gonna get into it. I already went over it off stream, so I already have a good idea of the fingerings, but I'm gonna give you my recommendation to make those fingerings work. So the first thing that I'm going to recommend you when you start learning this romantic music, we have we've heard this before, played by, you know, David Russell or any other of the greats. And then because we know the music by ear, we have the tendency, I mean, not me, I don't do that, but a lot of people have the tendency to ignore the rhythm and then just go for the music immediately. You don't want to do that. You want to make sure you play perfectly at tempo, everything. You need to have the rhythm very clear before you start moving the rhythm. So because if you don't know exactly how the rhythm goes, because you're just getting started, you're not very solid reading. That happens a lot of people start learning this and they still don't read very well. So then you're basically playing by ear. You're reading the notes, and then the rhythm you're kind of playing by ear. You don't want to do that. You want to make sure you know how to read the rhythm, and you want to play this rhythmically, metronomically, before you start, you know, playing with the tempo. I went to Spain and visited his home, and I mean Tarrega's home. So down the piano, I I wonder if there's an original paper from this, maybe at his home. I don't know, in a museum in Spain somewhere, because I was trying to find the best score. I always like to find the original manuscript, but this is very old. This is from 1980, I don't know, 86 or something like that. I don't remember. Before the 1900s. So I don't know if the original manuscript exists somewhere. But yeah, let's get into it. Oh, by the way, I got the new strings. So I might put the new strings tomorrow. Carbon strings. But I have to say, these titanium strings are actually sounding a lot better after you use it. Basically, after the bases are toasted, then the titanium um, um, trebles start to sound better. So basically, I would recommend you, if you're gonna put titanium, don't remove them in, I don't know, 4 or 6 months. Just keep changing the bases, but because the titanium is getting better over time. It sounds very sweet, but I'm gonna change this with carbon. So let's get into it. So we start with this harmonic. Now the recommendation for harmonics is to play the harmonics close to the saddle here, because if you are here, it's harder to make the harmonic sound. Now the thing is, these harmonics on the 7th fret are very loud, but sometimes if you're playing a harmonic on the 9th fret, for example, see here, it's harder to make it sound, so you have to go here, for example. So the recommendation to play the harmonics is you want to place the finger exactly where it sounds. So you want to search, you want to do this, and then once you play it, you want to remove the finger immediately. So it's like you want to remove the finger, right? Now let me move the camera a little bit so you can see me and not the paper. Okay, that's good. So let's get into it. We start with this harmonic here, you go metallic, and then we start with this thing. Now, I know that, especially if you're just starting playing the guitar, it's very hard. It's a very, very hard challenge to think about the right hand and the left hand at the same time. So if you do something like this, it's gonna be easier, of course, if you just use one finger on the right hand. You just do this, like this. Because mentally it's easier to just focus on the left hand and then just the right hand do this. But I don't recommend you to do that. I recommend you to use this tone corrected fingerings on the right hand. So that will be a lot harder to synchronize, but it's gonna sound better. So I will start with the ring finger here. And if your purpose is to play as sweet as possible, you want to play with one point of contact in your nail. So you want to play through the ramp and not like this. So if you play with 2 points of contact, it's like this. If you play like this, that sounds metallic. So if you want to get a sweet sound, you angle. So you play with one point of contact. So listen to the difference. Sweet, metallic. So for this piece, for the most part, you want one point of contact, and of course you want to use sandpaper that's 1000 or bigger. The bigger the number, the thinner it is, to get your nails polished. So that's the basics of that. Now I'm gonna recommend you on the right hand use this tone corrected fingerings, which is basically you're following what you're playing on the left hand with the right hand. So for the sweetest sound, you want to play exactly in the center of the string between the saddle and where you are fretting the note. So the sweetest sound will be exactly at the center, and it will be with one point of contact. So it will be here. If you go here thinking that the closer you get here, the sweeter it sounds, it actually will sound more metallic. See, look, this is more metallic than this. I have to let me get my sandpaper to polish my nail because I feel the friction. This is very important to play this piece, to have your nails polished. See, this one is 2000. You can get 1000 or bigger number. Very important to polish your nails to play this. Okay, so we'll start with the ring finger, then index, middle all the way, and then middle again here, middle, index. Why? So here we're playing pinky. we're playing pinky with the ring finger, and then here we're playing. So that's why it's index and then middle. So think about it this way. If you want the sweetest sound, you would play in the center of the string between this finger and the saddle. And then if you move in this direction, then if you play with the middle finger, you are moving in that direction. So you don't have to play at the center with the same finger and then you move the finger with the same finger and play at the center again. So you would accomplish an approximation by doing this. So it's and then you can move a little bit. So it's like this. Now, when it comes to the slurs, it is very important to get them a tempo. So at the beginning, when you start doing this, it might not be a tempo. It might be like, see, you want to make sure it's metronomically a tempo. So you want to practice this. See what I'm doing? So I'm playing each note, and now I'm doing this. Very important. Now, when you start this, you see how my 1 and 2 fingers have the last joint straight. You want to have this last joint straight. You don't want to bend it. You don't want to have them like this because you don't reach. The pinky is not going to reach if you have them like this. See, the pinky doesn't reach. So for the pinky to reach, you need to raise. So basically you take your wrist a little bit out, and then these 2 fingers will be like this. And that's how you reach with the pinky. Comfortable. So you want to have that pinky reaching very comfortable to play that. So it goes like this. And then these 2 go like this. So now here's the exercise. To get this beginning is very important because think about it this way. If you record yourself playing this, people are gonna watch that beginning, and if this is not spectacular, they're gonna check out. So this beginning is how you get people to watch the whole video. If you don't get this right, nothing else matters. Nobody's gonna watch. So you wanna nail this beginning. So you wanna practice this as an exercise like this. So you keep the tempo stable, like this. Then you want to go for it. Now, of course, when you actually play it, you can do like, you can do that. It's fine. We want to make sure you practice at a tempo and it's metronomic. Now, again, the right hand fingering, ring, index, middle, then middle again, and then index. So, okay, so let's keep going. You can do this. Or like. You can do that. So what I'm doing here is thumb, middle ring for this chord. So I have 1, 2, 1, 2. Let me get this a little bit smaller on screen so you can see my left hand. And let me know if you have any questions. How's it going, Hernan? When you say the joints bend in the fingers, are you playing from the fingertips or more sideways? So what I mean is that if you have the, and you know this, I've seen you do it. So when you have, see, you're playing comfortably like this, right? So if we keep this comfortable position when we get here, if we play like this, the pinky doesn't reach. See, look at the pinky where it is. So how do you make that pinky reach? So you basically get your wrist out. So when you get your wrist out, you keep the shape and the comfort by having the last joint of the fingers straight. So basically what happens is in this position with the wrist out, if you have the last joint of the fingers normally, then your pressure is going down in this direction, not towards the fretboard. So to have the pressure towards the fretboard, you need to have the last joint like this. So that's something that's why a lot of people struggle to get down here, because their pinky is not reaching well and it's uncomfortable. You want to make sure this pinky is comfortable here. That's the explanation. But this is something that everyone does subconsciously. So everyone who has experience playing the guitar and play down here, everyone does it. But some people, they don't teach it because they didn't realize that they were doing it. But when you have a beginner playing this, it's very uncomfortable for them because they are not doing this basically. But once you do it, you want to be aware that that's what's going on, so you can tell a beginner to do it. I think the biggest challenge with teaching is to not assume that people know already, and to try to basically realize what we do subconsciously so we can teach it, because some people get it, some people, they just try it and that's what they're gonna do. I mean, there's no other way of doing it, right? From what I see, but some people might not do it, and then the pressure goes like this, and the pressure, you want the pressure to go towards the fretboard. So here, I mean, you can do this, you can do this, or I like this, or 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 this. But in any case, I like this thumb middle ring and then the index, because we're doing this. See this ring, ring, index. This is gonna sound better because the same idea. Same idea. We're trying to play the same fraction of the string. Not all the time. You see, we might do some exceptions, but that's how we do it. I would do these two chords like this. And then if you rest, you're muting this note, which is what you are trying to do because it's a melody. So every time we play a melody, not every time, but for the most part, when we play a melody is a one note after the other. For the most part, you don't want to hear two notes at the same time, because that's like, it doesn't sound very good sometimes. So if you're playing a scale, you don't do this. So when playing a scale, you don't do this. So you don't keep the notes ringing when you play a scale. You mute. So when you have a melody like this, you might not want to have these two notes sounding at the same time together. So if you're gonna use this fingering, you would rest on the first string, so you mute this note. Okay, and I'm gonna get into the details of every detail that I can give you, because that's what makes the difference. So then again, the same thing. Now this one, you can keep it sounding. I mean, some people might want to mute it. That's fine. I like to kind of keep it sounding, but then again. Now Now this part you can do it with the thumb. Now, I like the thumb, but it's harder to get the control over, where you're gonna play the thumb. Especially if you're a beginner, I would not recommend you to, try to move too much here. It makes it a lot harder. But if you're gonna get into it, same idea. If you start open here, then you would move a little bit. You move a little bit. You move a little bit. So that's very hard to go back and forth, but what you can do is you can move in one direction, because you're gonna be moving in this direction here. You're gonna move with the thumb a little bit. So we do the directionality of where we are playing here, and it sounds better. So it will be like this. And again, a tempo. See, it will be here. So if you think that by keeping it here it's gonna sound more sweet, no, because look where this is, the center of the string. I mean, you don't have to play at the center of the string all the time. When you played this first note, you were not playing at the center of the string. The center will be here. So if you're playing here, you're gonna be a little bit more to the right. So if you start here, I would recommend you just do this. You move a little bit to the right. So basically you started here and then you move a little bit to the right. That's it. That's gonna sound better than if you stay here. See, the sounds all over the place. The tone is wrong. So for the same phrases, I like the tone to be consistent. So I would start somewhere over here and then move a little bit to the right. And then I would switch to the scales, or you can start with these fingers here. I would start with the index. You can do that. So it's index, middle, ring, middle, ring. So you can do that. Some people just go like that or something. I don't like it. I like the so it'll be like, I like that. And so you can take your time here a little bit. And now here I would start with this two, with the middle finger. So it's middle, index, middle, ring, middle, index. So every time we do this, so we move in this direction, index, middle, ring, the opposite, ring, middle, index. So it's middle, index, middle, ring, middle, index. So this is a sextuplet. So you want to play accentuating every two notes. So it is. So it's. So it's. So it's. So that's the rhythm. So I highly recommend you this part, just play it at tempo, metronomically. You have to practice it metronomically before you start moving it to make sure it works. So it is. So it's. So I'm gonna show you the fingers. So it's. So it's index, middle, ring, middle, index. And then I would do a little bit of is it a portamento or not, right? So you call this a portamento. Like that. That. So it's like this. So this is middle, index, middle, ring. Same idea. Middle, index, ring, middle, index, ring, middle, index, middle, index, middle. So you alternate here. So it's so it is. Or with the middle finger. So it's so practice this a lot. Same idea here. See these two fingers. The last joint of the index in the middle will be flat because of the wrist. You want to get it out so the pinky reaches easier. Because if you have it comfortable like this, the pinky doesn't reach. So you want for that reach like this. There. Or the ring finger. So this. And then from here is index, middle, index, middle. Except here with a ring here. Again. You want to practice it a tempo and fast. So the whole thing. So practice that a lot, a tempo like. So it's 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 bam. Now, if you ask me why you alternate index middle on the fastest part, because it's easier mentally. For me, I try to do tone corrected for the fast part at the end, but I think it would work faster, it would be easier, but it is more mentally complicated and it's too short of a scale. It's gonna work fast with two fingers. So my recommendation is this finger. Just alternate when you get here. So it's so you use this index as a guide. Which finger are you using for playing the D open string? The middle finger. So I'm playing index, middle, index, middle. So when I play this note, it's index, middle all the time. So I'll just alternate index, middle. So it's index, middle, index, middle, index. Very important to do this. So you keep that middle finger there. Keep that middle finger there. So it's Yamashita. was that visible? I'm not sure if I'm going too fast. I'll show you this from this angle. Let me know if you can see it well, because this is the hard, probably one of the hardest part. Is the beginning, is the fast scale, and you want to play it fast. I see it, some people just go here and be like, they put the face and all of that, bro. Just smash it. It doesn't have to be that fast, but you want some, you want some acceleration. This is a caprice. It's a caprice. So it is a serenata for guitar, but serenata is like to I don't know how to say that in English. Romeo and Juliet. I like more the capriccio aspect of this. So I think this should be fast. So let me know if you can see it well. I'll do it one more time from here. Now again, I like the thumb for this beginning, and I would just move a little bit like this. See, this is very important. This last note, you move a little bit to the right. Don't stay here. And maybe this first note, you could do this. You can do it by vibrato from here. That will be a detail. So you can do it by vibrato from here. By bending. So with these two fingers, you can do this. You can do that. And then you go here. Okay, I'll move on. So let me know again if you don't see something, or if you have any question. And again, these are not the perfect ultimate finger speed, because I would have to play this more to arrive to a better conclusion. But these are some good fingers that are gonna work, and they should sound good. So let's go. Now here, there's this F note. I don't like it because, of course, if you do play this F note, then you're doing the bass as a bass, so it kind of overlap one voice with the other. So I would just do this, play these two notes only, don't play the F. So it will be like this. And this I would just do a rest stroke. So I would do this, and I would mute this bass, because look at the voices. You have a very clear voice on the bass. So again, the same idea. When you play a melody, you don't want the notes to overlap. Sometimes it might sound better, but I don't like this. Like, this is not good. You want this is the melody. Very clean. You don't want to overlap. You want to make sure you mute. So when you do this first bass, you're gonna mute with the thumb. So you start with the thumb, and then you can do a rest stroke with the index. It doesn't have to be strong, but it's just a rest stroke. It could be soft or as strong as you want. Look like two notes there. It's only the A. Now this part here, I recommend you to practice this without the right hand, so you feel how you can make it sound without playing on the right hand. You can do this. So practice this. The idea of this is not to do this. I see some people do this. That's not the idea. The idea is the human voice usually doesn't land on the note directly. So if you hear opera or something like that, they usually don't do like they don't do they don't do that. They do see, there's a so you wanna practice this. You want to make it sound without the right hand. Like this. It doesn't have to be fast. You can practice with all the fingers. I recommend you practice with all the fingers so you don't burn the same finger. You practice this. With all the fingers. Now, when you practice all the fingers, pinky too. So when you practice without this right hand, now you play with the right hand. Please. So you're gonna get it when you do it. You practice without this right hand, then you just touch it a little bit, just to give it a little bit more sound. It's gonna sound better. But if you start playing, and you're just starting playing the guitar, most likely you're gonna do this. And you don't want to do that. It's more like, okay. So this is how we're gonna have the right hand position for this passage. It is from the ring finger on the second string and the thumb on the fifth string. And then the middle finger is going to be reaching for the rest stroke on the first string. So really the hand position is here. This is something that is very important to have clear. And when I played this myself, I was all over the place. And I've seen people, they get, you don't know exactly where the hand is, because you're using multiple fingerings and everything becomes blurry in your head. Here's where we are, and then we just stretch the middle finger for a rest stroke. So you want to see the rest stroke, not as if, okay, I'm playing here the rest stroke, then here. No, so it's like you have free stroke on the second string here, from the fifth to the second, and then a rest stroke with the middle finger is actually natural. So you don't need to change the hand position, is what I'm saying. You're here, and you're gonna do this. So when you do this one, now here, I'm gonna recommend you do index and ring finger for these two notes. So we do rest stroke. See, it's the same position to do this. So practice this. So see? Let me follow the paper. Or I saw another paper. I looked at different scores. I'm not sure if this one is the best, but I saw one where this is what they recommended. But do again this, and I like it. Not sure if I. So if you're gonna do that, you don't have to go all the way back to the F. You can just do it from the G, because what matters is that wing. So it doesn't really matter where you start. You can just do this from here. See? You can do that. Now, on the right hand, I'm doing always the same when it comes to the scales, almost always the same. Here will be ring, index, middle, index, middle, ring, index, middle, ring, and then I'm doing the middle finger for this note. So scales are like this. So it's. So okay, so I'm gonna keep going. So we just do that one time. So the second time is like this. Now I'm ignoring the difficulty of doing this, which is of course the hard part of the whole thing. Now when it comes to doing this, the important part is to have the accuracy of landing the pinky in the sweet spot. So it is not a matter of getting your pinky finger stronger. It's the precision thing. So really, you want to just practice the hammer part. You want to do this, like this, and then the other part is the easy one. You can just do this. So make sure basically you're landing it in the sweet spot. But, uh-huh. So let's keep going. Now here, look at this. It is also important to realize that some of the notes on the guitar, they turn on the harmonics, so that allows you to lift the finger and you don't break the legato as much. So it kind of camouflage that. So if you play an A note, you still hear. It's not the same as if I am muting all the strings and I do this, then it's completely dead. So if I do this, then I have to make sure I keep the finger on the fret, because there are no harmonics. But because we have harmonics, it is a good fingering to do this if you need to move the index. That's why this fingering works. It's very important to realize when you have the chance to do that and not break the legato. So this A is a very good note because of that. So this fingering here would work when we do this. So we can just remove it like this. So you still have that A resonance, it's fine. So you can go here. So this is the finger I would use. Index, middle ring, again, same fingering for the right hand all the time for scales. Index, middle ring, index, middle ring, and then I'm gonna move here with the middle. So I'm gonna end with the middle finger to do this. I do this all the time and it works very well when you do a rest stroke, then a free stroke. This works well. Rest stroke, free stroke. Rest stroke, free stroke. So in this case, we do a rest stroke and then we do this. Practice this. So that's what I'm doing. So I start here. That's how that scale goes. Rest stroke. Ring finger here. Let's see if there's a bass after that. So that's how I would do it. So I would move the ring finger back because we need the index again ready for the bass. So it'll be like this. Now this is a skill that I highly recommend you develop. It doesn't take any skill really. What it takes is to just practice this half bars with the middle finger. So at the beginning, when I started doing this, it was very uncomfortable. See this, I didn't have the flexibility on this joint to do it well. Some people have the flexibility on their joints more or less. Vicente Amigo has like tremendous flexibility. So I mean, I don't know, that might be an advantage or not. But in any case, everyone can do this, but it's going to take some practicing. So I recommend you in general to practice, and this is something I have to practice myself because in Sonata Tedesco I'm doing these bars with all the fingers on the fourth movement. So I recommend you go with each finger, do this with each finger. This is a skill that I highly recommend you develop, but don't overdo it because you can get injured initially if you do this. You want to softly, take it easy. Take it easy for this one because you don't want to get injured. But do it with all the fingers at the same time like this. Because you're gonna find it very useful to do bars, especially with the middle finger, because sometimes you can do a bar and then you have your index free over here, you can have your pinky here, so this bar with the middle finger is super super helpful, and a lot of classical guitarists use it. I've seen David Russell do it too. So that's what we're doing here basically. So diagonally you can have this middle finger bar here basically, so it's gonna be like this. So now here you can do this. Let me read the paper. You can do that. So you can do this with the same finger. Now I would again do a portamento. So every time I have to use the same finger or something like that, I would take that opportunity to do something, to do this. Like this. Because that's how the human voice really goes. The human voice doesn't do it. Usually does. It does that transition. So this sounds good. But I liked without doing the hammer. So this is with the hammer. So you have to practice that hammer. Again, this middle finger is straight here. Practice that hammer. But now I like this way. I'll do it with a ring finger, and then because it's a little bit harder to do this, you can do it. But I would recommend you do middle, ring, middle. So you can do this. You can do it soft, you don't have to do it that hard. You can do that. So I like that fingering. But it's your preference. I like this ring, middle, index here. Middle, ring, middle, and then ring, middle, index. Then I go here. And then again. Now this one, I'm not sure if I would do the slurs or not. I think it's up to you. I'm not a big fan of too much. I think the problem with playing with a lot of all of that is that it's harder to control the dynamic. It's harder to control the dynamic. So it's easier when you play all the notes, but sometimes I do like the articulation of a slur. It does sound very nice. So you can try all the different variants you want. You can do what says on the paper there. You can do this. I like that. I mean, what you control really is the intensity of that first note that you play. I'm not a big fan of that. I might do one, something like that, or I might do that. I'm not sure about that part, but you know, you can try the different variants. Really, you can do there whatever you like when it comes to the. But I would try practicing like this. Ring, middle, index, middle, ring. Again, the same thing. And then this slur will go from here. So yes. You can do this from here. You can do it from here with a 2, or you can do it with a 3. Like. You can do that, and then you have time to change it. Either way works. But I would do a bar, so I would do this. Bar from here. So this. So I would start with half bar and then put the whole bar. That's another skill that you want to develop. You want to practice doing this. You half a bar from the 5th to the 4th string, and then you do this, like this. Practice it with this B minor here. You can practice this. Practice that skill. Okay, let's keep going. Me tune the guitar. And I know I'm going very, very, very slow, very, very detailed, but at the end, when I finish, I think I'm gonna play it one time back to back. Not like, you know, without stopping, because I don't know this. Okay. I like this. So for this part, I would just do this. So the arpeggio would finish with a ring finger on the 2nd string, and then start with the index on the 1st. So I can do index, middle, ring. So yes. I will start with free stroke, so I don't mute the 2nd string. So I want the whole thing sounding. So if you do a rest stroke here, you're gonna kill the resonance. So you can go like this. And then so it's, so again here the portamento. So I'm gonna do this with these 2 fingers because of what comes after. So it's. Again, to land this one, it's just focus on landing the landing the hammer. This one is the easy part. After you land the hammer, you can just remove the finger easier. So focus on hammering precisely the note. Thank you very much, Steven. Dynamics tone. The tone is gonna be good with these fingerings. It's not my nails, or yeah, the nails are important, but if you use these fingerings, you're gonna get very good tone. So thank you very much. So yes, you can take your time here. We have a calderon. So like this. So I will do with this too. Then let me go scroll down. Nice that we start in the second page. so that's how I would do this. So I would do with this two, and then here half bar from from the first to the third, and then with the two. So I have the two free to start the next thing. So this is the finger I would use. So again, the rhythm very important. You can take all the time you want here, but when you do this note, it's fast. So it's now here I would start with the index, and again you can do this part with a tone corrector if you want. Like you can do middle and index like this instead of like this. But I don't think it matters. Don't overcomplicate it if that's too hard for you, because you have to get used to doing it. Now I'm getting used to doing this, and it's no longer a big deal for me. But at the beginning, this would be an overcomplication. So I would this is fine. And also, it's not wrong either, because when you do this, you're making the note on the first string more clear. Like it's basically standing out. So if you do it like this, they are both on the same tone. So that's fine. I mean, that's intended if you want, but it's not wrong to do this. And also you can do this. So if you have the index and the middle finger aligned, then they, sounds a little bit more even, but still not quite as this. So it's up to you. So you can do this. But for the ease, I would recommend you do index here, and then rest stroke, free stroke, rest stroke, free stroke, like this. So it's, see? So you did this. See? And again, do like this. Middle, rest stroke, free stroke, like this. And now here, I would definitely start with the index and repeat the index again. So I'll do this. And then start with the index again, and then just alternate. So it's index, middle. Let me read the notes right. So it's so it's so again, index, index, and then you start alternating. So So here you alternate, but when you get you do middle middle. So because it's the same. So pinky middle middle pinky again. So it's so now here this thing you want to practice metronomically. Very important. I recommend you, especially at the beginning, when you don't have a lot of practice with the hammers and the pull-offs. You want to practice playing every note like this. Right. Like this. And then mentally, you can separate this whole thing into two clusters. One is ascending and the other one is descending. So you practice this. That's good. And then the second one is. So you have to practice that. Practice it metronomically, but then you see on the paper that it says accelerando. You see, is it accel? That means accelerando. Accelerando. So you want to start normal and then you want to run it. So you want to start like. Say that. So maybe practice like gradually making it faster smoothly. Like practice it starting slow like this. Like it's like this. You start like this and then you go like within the same passage. So it's like and then you pump the brakes at the end. So you want to practice that intention, which is a crescendo and accelerando, acceleration at the same time. So it's like. Also, if your slurs, like I realize my slurs are sounding sometimes too metallic because I have my left hand nails too long because this week I could not play the guitar at all. I was so super busy with work and that's why I didn't string. You see, my left hand nails are too long. You don't want that because what happens is when you do a slur, see, look at this nail noise. This is not good. So you don't want the nail to be doing that. So basically we have two different kinds of slurs. I learned this from Joaquin Clerch, and he has a short video in Tone Bass where he explains that. But I learned it from him many years ago on a master class. And that is, you have two kinds of slurs. One is like a rest stroke kind of slur, which is like doing this. So where you go down like this. And the other one is a free stroke kind of slur, which is where you just pull out like this. Now, for the most part, I always do this one, pulling out, but sometimes you might want more sound and then you use this one. You want more sound. You get a lot of sound if you do this. So if you have long nails and you do this, then you might hit the nail. Yeah, guitar is the hardest thing. Legato is that's what we're trying to do with all the fingerings. Keep the legato. So practice this part a lot. I don't have it ready because I would have to practice this myself to get all these things ready. I did practice it a little bit one time before the live stream. So let's keep going after that part. So after this, no, these are not new strings, by the way. I got the new strings and I'm gonna put them tomorrow. But actually, I am liking a lot these titanium strings that I tried the other day. But the problem is, see, initially these titanium strings are dead. They have no sound. They're so dark, it's unbelievable. But after you play them a lot, after 3 weeks of you smashing it, they start sounding a lot better, and they do sound very sweet. I am liking the titanium now. But the bases are worn out already. So you would basically, with titanium, you would have to put a whole new set and then replace the bases like a month later, and then your guitar starts sounding good. So basically, you don't replace the titanium, just keep it for a month. It might sound better and better with more use. So I am liking the titanium, but I got carbon today. Let me see if I can show you all the strings that I got. I got this. I got this today. Let me show you all this. I got this knob. I got medium high, and extra hard tension, extra high tension. So this one is medium high. These are carbon knob. I've never tried this string, so I don't know if they are any good. I cannot recommend it yet. But I got this super high carbon, so these are the only super high tension carbon strings that I was able to find. I got the super high tension actives. Got the high tension active. Because I have not decided yet which one is gonna be better. I just got a Savares. Yeah. So I'll let you know how that goes. Yeah, some strings age good, yeah, definitely. Sorahans was singing in praises of carbon strings a while. I mean, carbon, once you try carbon, there's no going back from that. Yeah, we got the strings already. So yeah, carbons. I mean, I'm gonna make a string. When I change the strings, I'm gonna play with this, at the beginning of the string. Then we're gonna replace it for carbon, and then you're gonna see. It is going to be, the difference is gonna be gigantic, because these titanium strings are all the opposite of carbon. Instead of being bright and loud and screaming powerful, they are super dark. They sound like basses. So when I go from titanium to carbon, it's gonna be like a completely different guitar. But again, I do like the titanium. I mean, it sounds very sweet for this music. I'm liking it. But these are not the strings that I would use to go to a competition, because they are not gonna make me stand out. They don't have the punch in the face power that I'm looking for. But yeah, I'm going to compare all the strings at the end, but I don't know if these ones are any good yet. I bought every single string type from the Dario, and I only have like 4 sets to go to half try basically every single string from the Dario. Then I got this knob lock, so I'll let you know how that goes. So at the end, once I have experience with all the strings, I'm gonna make a video and be like, okay, this is trash, this is good. This, I'm gonna go and give you my take on every string. But yeah, these carbon strings that I got, extra high tension, this is gonna be total obliteration. That's probably the most loud and powerful strings in the world because it's carbon and it is extra high tension. You get more volume on the guitar, more sound. So yeah, that's probably gonna be the best strings ever, but I don't know yet. I have to have to try it. Okay, so let's keep going um, after this passage here. So that's how I would do this part. So very easy. This is a bar from the 6th to the 4th string. And then this is another bar from the 2nd to the 4th string. Why? Because I'm gonna have my index free to start again, basically, that's why. Then we start again. Maybe. Wait a minute. Or so yeah, it's fine, it's fine. Again. Okay, so let's see. This part, what my concern is not to, I don't want to do a noise. So let me figure this out. Yeah, I don't change the strings that often at all, because especially because it takes me some time to do it. I'm not very good at changing strings. I come from Cuba. I learned how to play the guitar with probably 10 sets of strings in years. So I basically, in 10, 15 years, I changed the strings of my guitar probably less than 20 times, that's for sure. I guarantee you, on the first 15 years of my guitar playing, I did not have more than 20 sets of strings. Probably 12, maybe. I changed the strings like 12 times in 15 years because, I mean, that we didn't have strings in Cuba. And I was playing with a guitar that was like, a Yamaha, a $200 Yamaha. That's how I learned how to play. Uh, okay. So let me figure this ending here. So see here. So I'm gonna do it with these two because I don't want to do this. So I'm avoiding that. So I'm gonna go from here. So it's so I'm gonna use the pinky here. So now the tuning we have to be careful with that. Okay. Because if you put the you know this string is soft, so if you land with a pinky and you do some pressure this way or the other way, it goes out of tune. So you have to add some be careful there. So uh, so we use pinky here. Okay, so this part is probably the hardest thing on the entire piece, especially if you're starting to play the guitar. It's actually quite hard. So let's figure out how to develop the skills to play this part. You're sitting here listening. That music guitar is created in early guitar history. Yeah, this is great music, man. This is really, really nice. Um, yeah, I finally have access to strings here in the US. Um, where are you from? Where are you coming from? Yeah, I do speak Spanish. Let me know if you have any. Si tienes cualquier pregunta en español, me voy a preguntar en español. Yo te respondo en español. We're gonna do the master class in Spanish. We got that master class thanks to Hernan, and I'm looking forward to it. It's gonna be in Spanish. Oh yeah, the modern stuff, even with the popular music, is just going downhill. The old stuff is just better. Sí, ¿qué cosa me preguntan, pa? Okay, let's see. So I always figure this out. If you are only playing the basses here, you don't have to play the whole bar. So you save your energy by using half a bar because really you're only playing the basses. So you can do this here. Now here you can use the open string. That works. So you can do this thumb here. Index, middle, ring, free stroke. And then now this, you want to practice. The difficulty of this is having the bar high, because look at what happens. The higher you have this, the harder it is to do this. So when you lower it, it becomes easier. When you're here, it's easier. So this makes it harder. That's what makes that harder. It's not your pinky being weak, it's the position of the hand. So can we change that? Let's see. Yes, so look at the trick here. To get this lure sounding more consistently easier, I would try putting the ring finger straight rather than like this, because see this is what happens when you go high with the bar. So I'm exaggerating so you see the phenomenon. So you're like here. This is easy, no problem. now you go higher and higher and higher, and it becomes harder because the pinky kind of doesn't reach well, and the angle in which the pinky goes this way, it changes. So when you are here, you're basically pulling it down, but as you go higher, you're changing, the direction of the pinky is changing, so it's harder. But when you make your ring finger straight with the last joint, then the pinky can do this again, basically. So instead of having the ring finger like this, unstable, you can just do this with a bar. And you can also help yourself by putting the bar up to the fifth only instead of going high to the sixth string. So it would be like this. Or no, you cannot do this onto the fifth because then you need to play the other one. So it'll be like so it's see how I did this. Try to remember what I figured out here. Okay, so B. So, okay, that's. I think that was my conclusion. I think that works. Yeah, one thing about the live streams is that they don't have subtitles. So si no lees música, tienes que aprende, compadre. Yo aprendí a leer música en 5 minutos, 5 o 10 minutos. Lo difícil es leer rápido, pero aprender a leer música es nada más. Sí, básicamente es bastante fácil. Todas las bolitas negras esas, tú lo que tienes que hacer es contar. La segunda línea de abajo para arriba es sol. Y lo que te tienes que saber es el orden de las notas. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, si. Entonces, para arriba tú cuentas do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, si. Cuentas cada línea y cada espacio. Entonces, tú sabiendo que la segunda línea de abajo para arriba es sol, si yo te pongo la bolita en otro lado, lo único que tienes que hacer es, ok, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, si, do, re, ¿entiendes? Cuenta. So, eso a mí ya lo aprendiste ya, no te hace falta ni ver un vídeo. Y lo otro que tienes que aprender es el ritmo, las figuraciones rítmicas, que eso se aprende en un momentico también. Ya, más nada que eso. Lo otro es fajarte. Tienes que aprender a leer música para poder tocar esto, porque si no es muy difícil mirar un video, eso, no vas a cogerlo bien de mirar un video. So I was basically explaining, he was saying, okay, I'm starting playing the guitar, I don't know how to read music. I'm like, okay, you have to learn how to read music, and it's actually not that hard. You can learn it in 10 minutes. It's not a big deal. The hard thing is to read fast, but to learn how to read is a piece of cake. From Kentucky, Kentucky Fried Chicken. You can spell in Spanish. Okay, there's some people over there that speak Spanish. Um, Yeah, back then, I mean, it was a different era. It was not contaminated with AI, garbage music. Yeah, I come from Cuba, uh, not from Spain, but I do speak Spanish. Um, let's see. Okay, so this part is you have the bar all the time, so you do have to make sure you save your energy with a bar like this. You have to make sure maybe move the bar, move it again. So you see, I start like this with a half bar, and then maybe move the bar from here, then move it again. So so I'm not 100%. I'm not 100% sure about that finger. It's still quite hard. It works. So be careful you don't like. Yeah, I teach in Spanish. I mean, Spanish is my native language. Ya, yo enseño en español. Yo soy de Cuba. Um, Español es mi idioma nativo. It was the one who originally thought you were from Spain. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I do look like more like Hispanic than Latino, but I do have my skin abused from the sun of Cuba, and I have a lot of these, black spots from the sunburn. So yeah, let's get into this. I'll finish the thing, then we'll talk. Let me finish the fingerings, and then I'll respond more. So we're gonna go here. So see, I removed the bar. So I started like this, and then I started removing the bar and going like this. See, look. This beginning is only this. Then here put the whole bar for this part. And then here again the same thing. Index, middle ring, rest stroke. So I'm following this. So it's but it's not easy. You have to practice that, and then you get tired of practicing because the bar gets tired. So it's just the hard part. I mean, maybe I figured out an easier way of doing it later, but for now, I think that's what I can come up with. So you just have to practice it. Especially this. So you wanna practice like this. Again, the key is to hammer. To hammer. Hammer that note. Then remove the bar here. And remove it again. Ring, index, middle. Then I go here with the middle. So I can go to do this. So maybe I would put my thumb here to make sure I don't do a noise like when removing the fingers. So that part is hard, but I don't find a better solution. I couldn't find a better solution when I read this before the stream. Maybe I can find a better solution in the future. But this works. It's just a little bit hard because it's bar, 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 and then this you have to practice to make sure that precision of the hammer when you go down is very good. See? Now here I did find a very clever fingering after this. So you go like this. So I do here middle ring, index. So now I'm gonna use the ring finger to start. I'm gonna do this. Like this. Like this. See, I start and then change the finger. You can do this. You can practice. It's like see? Because you want to keep the note ringing, so but you want to change the finger so you can play the whole chord. So, but it's better to start with this because where you're coming from. See? Let me see. So this is the fingering that I figured for this part. Two options. One is this. ring, index, middle, ring on the I mean three, finger three here on the left hand. Just like this. So like doing this. Practice this. And then just put the ring here. The three. So it's like practice this. So it's or this is easier actually. I would recommend you this one. So it's so when you do this, you have the bar already. So so the key here is the rest stroke, free stroke technique. So it's like from here. See, when you do this rest stroke with the index, then you're ready for the free stroke. So it's rest stroke, free stroke. Like this. That's what I'm using. It works very good, very fast, very easy. Rest stroke, free stroke. Rest stroke, free stroke. So it's index, middle, index, middle. And then I would do middle again, middle ring. So middle ring, index, middle. So when you do the same note and you do index, middle, that is to go in the direction of accenting, to go in the direction of crescendo. When you do the opposite, middle, index, is to go down. So when you do repeated notes, 2 repeated notes in a row, you do going down in dynamics would be middle, index. Going higher in dynamics and going with more accent will be index, middle. If you do 3 notes, that will be ring, middle, index, will be the crescendo. Crescendo will be index, middle, ring. That's how it goes. So it'll be like this. So this, just practice the hammer, and then again, the most important thing is the hammer. The harmonic. Okay, let me read this part. So this is the fingering that I figured. Ring, middle, index here on the right hand. So practice that. cellos. Here I do 3 finger on the second string, so it'll be then rest stroke with the index, ring, rest stroke, index, ring, index, ring. Index, middle or index ring. I like the middle here. Index, ring, index, middle. So it's so it's so it's then so this one is ring here, middle index, ring, middle index. They do sound very good, man. Let me tell you, I am surprised myself because I thought, see, I underestimated when I realized this tone corrected idea. I underestimated this. I thought, well, I mean, why am I gonna be the first to play like this? Like, of course, more people have realized that this is the case, but they probably nobody plays like this because it's just too complicated. It's overwhelming for your brain to have to think about what the right hand and the left hand has to do. I mean, it's just too much. Usually, the way I used to decide the fingerings for the right hand was basically not even thinking about it. You know, I just let my right hand be comfortable and find a way that feels comfortable to play. But I never thought about the tone. And most people do that. Now, the people who are very, very sensitive, they move the hand a lot because they realize, you know, this doesn't sound right. So they just keep moving the hand a lot. But instead of moving the hand a lot, you can just do this thing. And yeah, if you want to create a contrast, you know how. So I underestimated how big of a deal this was gonna be when it comes to the tone. And I thought it was not gonna work, and it does work. It's not that hard mentally. You just have to get used to play reverse arpeggio. So basically, this, you know, the reverse arpeggio. So when you need the reverse arpeggios, when you need these reverse things, but when it comes to a scale, it's actually very, very easy, very easy, and it makes the guitar sound like it's David Russell playing almost. I mean, not as good. I mean, David Russell is like next level, but the thing is, how David Russell sounds that good without using these fingerings because he compensates. He knows how to compensate. So basically, naturally, if you do this note is going to be accentuated, but you can compensate. If you want to make this one on top, you can apply a little bit more force, so you can make it a little bit more metallic with the angle of attack. So great players by ear, naturally, subconsciously, they realize musically what needs to be done, and they do complicated nuances and subtle things to make it sound amazing, like David Russell. But if you actually just use the fingering, and then on top of that, you add that magic touch, it could be even better. It could be even better. And the thing is, you're not going to beat David Russell playing exactly like him because he plays as good as it can be played with that way. So you have to basically, I think this, if you use these fingerings, I think that's your only chance. Not exactly the fingerings that I'm using. I mean, this idea. You can find better fingerings. I just thought about this today. But with this idea in mind, you have a shot. to beat David Russell with that tone, that magic tone that he has, that's your only chance. You're not gonna beat him using the same shape and not even considering the where you're playing the notes. You don't have a chance. So that's the way I think. Even I that's why I got into it, because I'm like, okay, it seems impossible to play like this, but it's my only chance. But now that I try it, it's not that hard. It's not actually that overwhelming. The risky thing with the guitar is one never knows if a technique will be able to be fast enough until someone does it for a few years. Yes, exactly. So this way that I propose has never been tested. Not that I know of. I've never seen anyone play like this. So I'm basically the experiment, and it's working. It feels super awkward at the beginning. Exactly. You're starting to get used to it too. I mean, I've seen you play. Hernan is killing it. Hernan is playing just incredible. Um, I don't know how big of a jump you feel like you have done, but I'm seeing you play recently. You are killing it. You're just blasting. I think you should go to a GFA. Have you won competitions and all of that? You should go. You should go to the biggest competition. You're killing it. I'm getting ready. I don't have any experience in competition, but I'll try to see if I can go one next year. I've been following with you all the fingerings with my guitar, and let me tell you, I am shocked too. Yes, it sounds amazing, man. It does sound amazing. And here's the thing: what I like the most about this idea is that basically we are we discovered how to make it sound good. So basically we took that magic away. That not magic. It's like, how can I say? For example, David Russell sounds so amazing, and it's like a mystery. How does he do it? I'm looking at his fingers. I cannot get that sound. And then people think, well, I mean, he's playing a $60,000 guitar. Of course, it sounds good. But it's not the guitar only, it's his technique. He has that magic touch. So it's very hard to figure out how to get that tone, because you don't know exactly what it feels to do the kind of adjustments and the things that he does. But when you start using these fingerings, you can get a lot closer, a lot easier, just naturally, without needing to have that expertise. You can have someone that's almost a beginner using this kind of fingerings, and it's gonna sound like, wow, it just sounds so, it makes so much sense. Basically, before you develop that magic touch, you can start sounding a lot closer to that. Basically, you've won competitions in Mexico. Okay, I've never won any competition. Let's see if I can go one next year. I don't really care which one I win. I don't even care about winning. I just want to go and play well, as well as I can play. uh, so you started like that. It feels better than I am. Yeah, David would sound great on a Walmart ukulele. Yeah, I mean, it's just a magic touch. Okay, so let's see. We got the second time. So this one is ring, middle, index, ring, middle, index. So it's middle, index, ring, middle, index. But with the middle finger here, so we can go do the next thing. No, I'm sorry, with the index. So we mute the bass on the E. That's what it says on the paper. So here's the fingerings we use for chromatic scales: index, middle, ring, index, middle, ring, index, middle, ring, and the same, index, middle, ring. So it's always index, middle, ring for ascending, and then index, middle, ring for the 4 notes per string on the 3rd string. Now, when we get to the end on this one, we're gonna play 1 note more. So it's really 6 notes on the same string. So we're doing 6 notes on the same string. We're gonna do index, middle, ring, index, middle, ring. Okay, so let's do the whole thing. Let me tune the guitar. It's out of tune. Mexico has some intimidating players. Yeah, I mean, all the countries, we have talent everywhere. Okay, so let's do this. So I would do index, middle, ring, middle, ring. Again, the accent goes on the finger that's closer to the saddle. So it's index, middle, ring, middle, ring. Okay, so let's practice that part. We have to blast that as fast as possible. Oh, the mariachis. Yeah. Yeah, Brazil is insane. You hit a rock in Brazil and you have a Paco. You have someone playing a Paco scale at 200 BPM. Okay, so we got this. So okay. So we're gonna practice this. So this is ta 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 ta. You have to practice that chromatic scale a lot. So I'll practice the whole thing. It's ring, middle, index for descending. Ring, index, middle, index for the 4 notes per string. Ring, index, middle, index. So practice that a lot, but get the accent right. Okay, I'm gonna keep going. I have to practice that too. See, I have to practice, especially this last one, because I'm used to, because it's rare that we have 6 notes on the same string. It's confusing me a little bit, but I can do it without that fingering. Okay, let's keep going. I just have to practice that part. I don't know actually, so we want to finish with the index. So it's. So here, the same idea with the middle finger like this. It's easier to do this. So if you have the middle finger like this, it's harder because you get the hand back and you're coming from the bar. So if you're coming from the bar, it's easier to keep the middle finger like this. So you do this part, and then you do this middle finger like this. See? So the last part of the scale on the first string, how about doing it I am to start a phrase with M. You can do I am because it's 1 2 1 2 1 2. Yeah, you can do that. You can do I am. Yeah. The thing is, it depends on how fast you want to do it. Index middle ring is gonna be faster. But if you want to, slow it down at the end, or just do it, fast. I am. It's just 3 times in a row, so it should work fast. You can do I am. Yeah, you can do I am. So I want to blast that chromatic scale. I feel like it. Thank you very much, man, for the super chat. 6 notes and 1 string. Segovia would be proud. Gotta crash. Well, man, thank you. Have a good one. Thanks for the pointers and the piece. Sounds great. Yeah. Thank you very much. So we're almost done with this, I think. Close to the end. Then at the end, I'm gonna play it, the whole thing, slowly, but without stopping that much. So here, the same idea. Let's see, what is this? Oh, so it's fine because we're gonna do it with the pinky. So we do pinky and from the F. So it's So this part is just like. No, so this part I would play it. I would do index ring, middle index, middle index. So it's index ring. But it's very hard. If you have not practiced the pentatonic scales with 2 fingers, this might be super hard. So it's okay if you do some slurs, it's fine. You can do it with the thumb. If you want, but I would do index ring, middle index. This is how I would do it. So the accent, it would be index to middle. So not, see, because this is, the natural accent will be here. So I would do index, maybe. So it's ring, index, ring, index, middle, index. That's it. So you want to practice this so you play this note and then you hammer on the next one. So it's like doing the scale like this. So because you don't have this, you would do this. It sounds bad when you do it slow, because this hammer, you're listening to this, which is noise. But when you do it fast, you cannot hear that defect. So it's like, just like, this bass, it started to bother me at some point, but on the paper it says that you should keep ringing it. But I don't know, maybe I would mute it. This. No. So it will be ring, middle, index, all that passage. So it's index, index for the end. So, this. So this is like a hinge. So it's. So. Let's see. I got lost. I'm here. I'm not sure about that. So it's that should work. That's what I would do. Ring finger. So start the slide, then rest stroke, free stroke with the middle finger. So here I would do index, ring, middle. For the D shape is index, ring, middle. Listen to the difference. Now look at normally. See, this stands out. If you do this, sounds more even with this fingering. So it's like. So it's, or I like this one even more. So it will be index middle and then index middle ring. So thumb index middle ring. So this would be index middle. So the accent goes, again, the same idea, same note. The accent goes with a finger that's farther away. So it'll be like this, or like this. So it's. You can do that. Or. So here will be index, middle, ring. And this last note just move a little bit to the right. So this part you can do half bar with the. Yeah, the strings are the titanium sounds very sweet. You can get some titanium strings. It's gonna kill the volume of the guitar, but it does sound sweet. So basically, you're trading in volume for the tone to be super sweet. I prefer carbon. A carbon is a lot louder. It's a lot more screaming. You're gonna see when I put the tomorrow. I might do the stream and then change from titanium to the carbon, these ones that I got, this is probably the loudest, most powerful strings in the world because they are super high tension carbon strings. It's gonna be just brutal. The difference is gonna be like a different guitar, but it's gonna sound more aggressive. For this stuff, the sweet tone, yeah, it works very well. So now this, I can use a bar with the middle finger for these two notes, or you can use this. You can use that. Okay, let me see where I am. Okay, so let's see how I. Yeah, this is the end. No. Now, for me, out of this whole piece, the hardest part by far, and I think for everyone, it was this part. And unless you play it, you would not imagine this is the hardest part of the whole thing because it doesn't sound impressive. It's actually very slow. But this part right here, when it changes this one, this is the hardest part. So, this is. So that beginning of that part is the hardest thing. Okay, so I'm going to, let me see what time it is. Okay, I'm gonna play it one time without stopping, uh, as good as I can, without repeating passages. So I'm not gonna play the scales as fast as I would like it to play. I would like to play them, but I'll try to play the whole thing fluidly so you have it in one take, so you don't have to listen to the whole stream if you wanna, you know, maybe slow it down and find the fingerings. So what you can do is you can have this part to see the fingerings in one take. And then if you have doubts, if you're not sure, then you can go back to the stream where I practice that part, and then that might make it clear. So I'll try my best to not have to repeat a lot, but of course I'm gonna make mistakes. I don't. Yeah, I read this yesterday, and the other day when I had a student, but I have not learned this recently. I played this many years ago. So I'll tune the guitar, try to do my best in playing it, but I'm not gonna play it with the musicality that I would like it to play. Of course, I would not be able to play it fast right now because I have to practice it. So the purpose of this is to play with all the fingerings that I told you and without repeating too much, so you can slow it down and just get the whole thing. So here I would play with the ring finger or the index finger. Index finger better. Or so put the bar from here. No. So the last time, start with these two fingers instead. the trick here is to swap the ring finger. Sorry, this is with the index. So the rhythm of the last one is a quintuple, so it's like. No, I'm sorry. So it's like. Or you can do index, middle, index, middle, index, middle. That's what I would do. So I would start. I would do this one with the ring finger to do middle, index, and then the middle finger again. So it's. No, I'm sorry. So we'll be with the pinky here. So it's. Then you change the bar. So the first time, like, you do it with the bar, half bar from the second to the fourth. So it's. Then here you lift it and you put it all the way up. And you mute the bass. So it's. So it's. Oh, sorry. Yeah, that would work better. So it's. So this will be ring, middle, middle, index. Middle, rest stroke, index. Let me see if I'm in the right place. So this will be index ring, middle index, very important this one. Also here's index, index, so it's like this, look. Index, index, middle finger. Very important middle finger here. So it's. So here is ring, middle index, ring, middle index. So it's. No, so it's. So you wanna keep the bass opening, and you do this with the hinge. So it's. So it's. You want to do a free stroke so you don't mute the strings. And for this, have the index, even if you're not gonna use it. Because it's easier to do this with the index there than without it. So this works from here because of the harmonics. Even if you remove the, you see, you still hear it, so you can remove it, it's not a problem. So, or like, with like this middle finger bar here to play these two notes, like I think that might work better. We did it. So yeah, let me know your thoughts and opinions. If you have any questions, I'm gonna go to sleep. Let me know if you have anything, any final thoughts or questions before we finish the stream. From this piece, attention to practicing the rhythm without moving it, and then you move it later. So make sure you can play everything a tempo, and make sure you can play everything fast and faster than the speed of this piece. So you want to practice the whole thing fast to make sure all the fingerings work, and then you can play the music the way you want. So thank you very much. Ernesto, Mason, thank you very much. Okan, how's it going? I mean, we have people watching from the other side of the world, and maybe it's early over there, but here it's 12:54 a.m. You think it's attainable now? It's a hard piece, let me tell you. It is a lot harder than what it seems, but the hardest thing from this piece, if you are starting to play the guitar, is to get the timing of the slurs. And for that, you want to practice metronomically. You want to practice like all these things, like that. You want to practice like that. You want to practice it. You want to make sure that the timing of this is precise, because that happens when you start playing the guitar. This might not be a tempo. So you have to understand that you're playing on the right hand, but also on the left hand. So you have to think about it like tira. So you're doing this tira, 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 ta, rather than tiki, 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 tiki. See, you're playing one note with the left hand, so it's tira, 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 ta. So the synchronization is in both hands. You're playing the notes with both hands, one here and one here. That's important. That slurs are very important for this piece. That's one thing. The other thing is make sure, especially this beginning, you play at a tempo, practice at a tempo, like. It seems, well, I was fast, but this. That's the tempo. Is ta 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 ta. So it's 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4. Bang. Very important. So it's have to practice it. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. You wanna run it. You wanna run it. So practice. You can run it, and then you can be free. So you need to be able to run it first, and then you can be free. You don't have to run it later. You wanna practice running it like this. Oh, that's the one. So yeah, let's leave it there. Uh, see, if I practice this, I can play this well. Of course, I like it a lot, so I might practice it. But the thing is, I cannot play this on any competition. This is too easy for a competition, I think. So I'm not gonna be able to use it. So that's why I might not learn it. But I mean, I just finger the whole thing. I like it a lot. I really, really like this music. Is amazing. So who cares if it's not in a competition? Maybe I can just play it wild. Maybe every time I have the chance, like here, for example, this chromatic scale. If I throw 13 notes per second here, that's competition caliber stuff. Even if it's not appropriate. If I throw 13 notes per second, we can maybe make it work. Look at this part. This part is supposed to be faster, but it's actually easy because it's using the slurs like this. Yeah. It's bothering me, this bass, keeping it lasting. I think I might remove it. I think I might remove it. Yeah, I like it. I think I'm gonna practice it once in a while, but I'm not gonna take it to. I have to practice the other stuff that are a lot harder that doesn't work yet. If I practice this one, it's gonna work a lot faster than everything else I'm playing right now. So that might be too tempting for me. That's what happens because I already did this. I'm like, man, this is so. I mean, I already did the work. If I just practice this a week, I don't have to maybe even read the paper anymore. And then I can play once in a while. If you put a cigarette where you vibrate on the nut and play. Yeah. Yeah, I don't smoke, but I get the idea. Yeah, let's leave it there, man. Thank you very much for stopping by. Also, you can check out Grisha playing this. He changed the rhythm. He played this like flamenco stuff. Um, so this is so well known. You can do with this whatever you want. So really, I don't think anyone's gonna get upset if I smash it here at the beginning. It's gonna be fun. Why not hit the bass again with a high note? You mean on the octave, like this, like like. No, I don't want to change the paper too much. This might not be the best paper for this piece. I downloaded like 4 different versions, and they were about the same. There's minor difference in some parts, like one note or, but it's about the same. But I've never, I didn't see that bass repeated with the octave on any version. But it's not gonna sound bad. So let's leave it there, man. Thank you very much. Take care, and I'll see you tomorrow. I hope this helps. So I'm going to actually keep this live stream up, unless it gets copyright or something. I don't know. But I might keep this up for everyone to see. So thank you very much.